Welcome back to Different Style Whites, the
Yes.
pioneering, the Starship Enterprise of different style fights.
Oh, yes, sir.
Is that right? Is it called Starship?
Yeah, I'd say so.
We'll go with that. Who cares?
Who cares?
And oh man, an awesome dude with an awesome haircut and an awesome mustache and big barrel chest we have to talk
Yes.
about.
A bear of a man, in fact, just completely, you know, just here to maul in the very Russian and Judoka way. And I love him.
Yeah, two of the coolest elements you can have in pro wrestling: a Soviet guy and a judoka.
Oh
All in one.
God, I never even thought about that. That is like like check marks for like coolest wrestlers. It's like
Yeah.
are they representing the Soviet Union? Yes.
Yes.
Do they know judo? Yes. It's like okay, I mean winning combo and fuck. I mean if there hasn't been a more winning man than Grigory Verichev.
Yeah, so we just talked about before we started that we both watched the same video. Did at the beginning of this video the guy said he never failed to medal in any tournament he entered.
That's nuts. That's actually nuts.
Insane.
Yeah,
Uh
we watched an incredible video, a recent video too. This is like relatively new on YouTube. Of course, the video is titled "His Throws Could Not Be Resisted by Any Judoka." Legendary judo master of the USSR, Grigory Verichev, by YouTube channel Top Judokas, which I don't know how I wasn't already subscribed to. This is pretty fascinating.
I was digging through that channel and I was like, all right, I can put a pin in this. I got to come back to this later.
Dude, newest video, top 40 Epons of 2025. That's getting watched.
Ooh.
That's getting watched
Yeah.
after the pod, man.
Oh man. The ones he had in there were crazy. This guy is like, as you said, a bear of a man. Just an absolute
Yes.
beast. No pro wrestler could resist his throws either.
No, not at all. In fact, I don't think I saw a single wrestler ever resist his throws. Um, but yeah, Grigory Verichev, you know, not a ton of context that matters for this pod outside of the fact that, yeah, he is a very successful judoka from the USSR. He has a bunch of gold medals from a bunch of tournaments. In the Olympics, he got the bronze medal in 1988, and he was pretty damn dominant across the world in terms of judo. Won a ton of gold medals in the European Championship as well. But in 1989, he left behind his career as a professional judoka for the USSR. And in 1990, he goes to Japan. So we kind of mentioned it at the end of the last pod that, you know, we are a bit of a ways away from the different style peak of early FMW, which was late '89 into early 1990. We are actually 1 year after that, but there is a show from November 5th. I'm just saying that off the top of my head. I'm fairly certain it's November 5th of 1990. Main evented by Onita versus Mr. Pogo in a Texas death match. And on that show, Grigory Verichev makes his wrestling debut in a match against our lovable guy, Sambo Asako, which great match. We almost talked about it on the pod. We were debating about that for like days until we decide on what match to actually do.
And that's
Like,
like the perfect role for Asako. Go take an
yes.
absolute thrashing from this martial artist that we're bringing in.
Yeah. Hit like two throws that are awesome and get the crowd to pop huge, but otherwise die. And like
Yeah.
that's all you could ever ask of from Sambo. Um, but yeah, Verichev makes his debut there, spends about 2 months just beating up everyone. He actually does the old school like monster heel squash match trope of doing a 2-on-1 handicap match, which I would love to see. I don't even know if we have the tape of that like handheld, but in on January 12th, 1991, he faces Akihito Ichihara, the future Flying Kid Ichihara, and Yukihide Ueno in a 2-on-1 handicap match and beats him in 5 minutes. And I bet that match fucking rules.
What I wouldn't do to see that. The 2-on-1 different style fight where he squashes the jobbers.
Dude, legitimate 2-on-1 different style fight. Maybe one of a kind. I've never heard of another one happening. But that's pretty much his whole FMW career from the first 2 months, and that leads us directly into our first match, which is on February 27th, 1991. This is the second night of a 2-night Kurikan Hall event. The first night main evented by the absolutely fantastic Onita versus Goto singles match. That is genuinely one of my favorite matches ever. Onita gets beat the fuck out of like the entire time. Goto is just punching him in the face and mauling him. And Onita, the brain that he has, decides, how am I going to work the show the day after I was just mauled to death? I will do it by facing Grigory Verichev.
For the WWA Brass Knuckles title, which this sort of answers my
Yes.
question from last week where I was thinking out loud about different style fight title matches.
Yes. I mean,
And
what a title as well. She's got big brass knuckles on it. It rules.
yeah, first champion Beast the Barbarian
Yes, I have
or
mentioned him before.
WWA, yeah, WWF
He's
jobber Randy Neverman.
oh my god,
Randy Neverman, but it's
I
funnier
didn't
to
know
say
that was his
Neverman.
name. Randy Neverman. Yeah, this is I mean, as you said, not a ton of title matches in different style fights, but we go from 1 week of talking about Murahama fighting for one, and now we're here looking at Grigory Verichev doing the same thing.
And it's so funny how the FMW like titles and tournament titles often have no bearing on like what kind of match you're going to
No,
see.
no.
There are no brass knuckles in this different style fight. That would be a super different style fight.
Yeah, no, this is just a cool name for a belt, really. It has no other bearing.
And while Verichev has been built up as a monster, Onita has been winning every singles match except for one we talked about on the first show.
Yes.
And like a 3-minute loss to Tarzan Goto. Otherwise, he has not lost in FMW. Is that
Yeah,
right?
no. From memory, I believe so, because I
I
think
did a
he is
quick scan and it looked
yeah,
it looked right.
from what I'm just checking over again to make sure because that sounded right, but I wanted to check
Yeah,
one more time. You are absolutely correct. Atsushi Onita lost on the first show to Masashi Oyaki. He lost to Tarzan Goto in the Mixed Martial Arts Open tournament. And that is it. He has not lost an FMW in a singles match in over a year.
incredible. So
So,
we get the sickest video package ever
dude, oh my god,
telling us all this.
it's Verichev talking to the Japanese reporter and his translator who's translating everything for him. And the entire time he's talking to them, he is like they're playing footage of him working out and like just stretching and getting ready, and he's like up against a wall practicing his throw form, but I will never ever get the image out of my mind of when it fades in and he is hitting the gyrations
He
straight into the camera.
looking up. I wrote
Yeah.
the word gyrations too, and right after I was laughing in my head like he's like so close to hitting a tootsie roll, and I don't know if you're old enough to know what a tootsie roll is, John, but
I, I don't, but it sounds
he
great.
he hits the tootsie roll. The old guys will know what the tootsie roll is.
Oh my
He
god.
hits he hits a early '90s dance move that was
Oh, is it the
outrageous.
fucking the leg thing when he like swings
Yeah,
the legs in and out? Yeah. Yeah,
and then the
but my god. It goes right into Onita, who is going Zen mode.
beautiful FMW music, slow motion Goto and Onita headbutts from the night before.
Dude, with like snazzy, like kind of like jazz something music. I don't even know what you would call it, but it's just so nice. And it's
Yeah.
like I mean, I want to clip that out and I want to send that to companies and say you need to do this. Like get some smooth jazz and play slow motion highlights of your big like bloody matches. Just like that's all you need. It's so cool. And it's incredible because that plays and then it switches over to a photo of Onita standing in a waterfall and he looks like a soggy cat.
He's
Like
soaking wet, Onita.
drenched, like right out of the
It
pool. And I mean,
in his gear.
he's in his
In his
gear.
ring gear.
Which, like,
A
I mean, his gear
waterfall.
is just like a shirt, but he has the trunks on and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like,
He just walked around like that all the time, I bet.
yeah,
He
that when
probably
he,
did, man. He wanted people to be chanting Onita when he goes out in public.
well, he sold all of his clothes to start FMW.
That's right.
He hasn't been able to buy any back yet.
It reminded me of the Jeff Jarrett Memphis poster. I don't know
Yeah. Oh
why.
my God,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
incredible.
Yeah, and we go into this match, and I mean, Verichev is fucking massive, and Onita not as big, but he is not afraid of Verichev, just like full on stanced up at Verichev, not backing down. Uh,
With a big old bandage on his forehead
Massive. I mean,
from the mauling that he took from Tarzan Goto the night before.
it's been talked about a lot in just general discourse that there's a period of time where like Mitsuharu Misawa just never doesn't have a bandage on or isn't like not wrapped up, or like same thing with Kenta Kobashi. There's like a solid couple month period where he just has different things bandaged up and taped together to like get him through like a long tour stretch. Onita does not go without a bandage for like the first 2 years of FMW. He's always like wrapped up somewhere. Uh, and yeah, he has a massive bandage on his head from the amount of times that Tarzan Goto headbutted the shit out of him and punched him in the face.
And I love this happened twice because we didn't see all three entrances, but that our wonderful FMW ring announcer announces him as Grigory Verichev. He adds like an extra syllable in there.
He does. He
Verichev.
does.
Puts a little stank on it.
He does. It's I love the FMW announcer. I don't even know if we
Yeah.
mentioned him yet, but I mean, it's so nice to see a lot of these the people that were surrounding these matches, the referees, the announcers, these like interesting characters that just, don't exist anymore. Not to say there's like no cool refs or announcers. It's more just like these guys specifically, unless you're watching this footage, you don't really see them. And the early FMW announcer with the like really squeaky, like high voice, um, I love that dude. And he is always like in the zone.
I think he's actually like an underrated part of getting those crowds like super hype.
Yeah, he had
He's
a
like a really
really
important part of the presentation, I
like
think.
super unique voice, and his announcing style was like so like strong. Like anytime he announced one of the Koreans' names, especially like the emphasis he would put on Sue and Lee Gok Soo was like ridiculous. And I mean, I don't know. It's a level of drama that just fits that period of FNW so well.
It gets me hype. And I I loved this to an insane degree. And I don't know, like, I don't want to do the thing where we just go like move by move, but this is like some all-time nutassery that is taking place here. The
Yeah.
way they build this. I mean, the general outline of it, I think, is that Onita breaks out some crazy tricks that I've not seen,
No.
but Verichev has like orangutan strength, and he does like some of the craziest throws of all time. But
Yeah, Verichev is the gorilla that rips someone apart that Joe Rogan likes to show people on his podcast. Like he
but
is just a monster.
all that to say, like, I do want to go through some of this because
Yes, yes. No,
we have to talk about this Onita performance that was like just I had a third eye for a minute while I was watching
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I was gonna ask. And I just want to know what is your general take on the Onita performance? Because I will say, I I think there's a good argument to be made. This is his best one yet, and like I think the performance in the first Aoyagi match and the third
Yeah,
Aoyagi match are like slightly better to me. But I think this beats out the Ligaksu match and the second even the second Aoyagi match where it's like mostly just like the big like bombs and stuff. I think the work that Onita does here is like some of his best melodrama like ever.
I think it's really hard to compare anything to the Oyagi stuff
Yeah.
because of the like context and atmosphere.
Yes.
So maybe like I think he had to, not that he didn't wrestle his ass off in those. He has to like work a little harder here because we're 91. Um, I will go past yet. This is the best one we've seen yet. I think this is my favorite Onita performance ever. More than
Oh
the Terry
sh.
Funk match,
Oh
whatever you want to fucking throw out there, dude. I
wow.
thought this is like the most inspired Onita performance of all time, and maybe an argument for spoiler. Go watch the match anyway. Why he maybe should have lost more
Wow.
because
Oh,
like we just have to go through it because there's
we do.
so
We
many
do.
moments in this where I'm just like that was so crazy. So we open with the lariat,
We
right?
do. Well, we open with the elbow first off,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
okay. And it's sometimes it's
crazy.
hard for me to tell like
Yeah,
what angle you never know what angle he's going to come from when he's like rushing like that.
he throws the arm, and it really depends on how much it curves. Like if
Yeah,
it curves a little bit, that's the lariat. If it curves a lot, that's the elbow.
yeah.
And he and usually he'll throw it. And it's kind of like a zoning technique. Like get the guy to back up a little bit. Don't get him to like pounce on him immediately. This time he cold clocks Verichev like within 10 seconds of the match starting.
Smokes him.
uh, Looks so awesome. And Verichev, because he gets it, immediately responds with a awesome like judo over the shoulder arm throw. Probably Ippon Zeo, I think that one is.
That
And
Onita takes on the back of his skull.
dude, it's nasty.
And he like double speed barrel rolls out of the ring under the rope.
I mean, it's really interesting because we see like later in the 90s, we see this trend start to come up a lot of the early match. One guy goes for a big move. Other guy goes for a big move. Usually they both miss, but it's kind of like a ooh, and the crowd gives
Oh,
a good clap. And that's a thing that happens fucking all the time nowadays in big matches. But it was really starting to come into form in like the mid to late 90s. This is kind of that ahead of time of everything else, except they both connect with it and they both sell it, which is like just not really a thing that even today that just doesn't really happen. And it's so awesome.
it's incredible. And like, so they get back in the ring, and Onita gets his leg and like grabs his head, but Verichev does like a push up with him on his back
Dude.
and flips him and gets an arm bar, which was incredible.
Yeah.
But the next crazy Onita thing to me is Verichev like grabs the arm like the judo guys are like grabbing the arm, because that's
Yes.
another thing about Verichev. He like never does any strikes or like wrestling moves. He's
Well,
only doing like psychotic judo throws.
he has a one wrestling move that he figures out in this match, and that becomes like the one wrestling move he ever does.
So he grabs him, and Onita hits this enziguri where he connects like before his bottom foot is off the mat,
Yeah.
and then he jumps, and it's incredible. And he keeps a hold of his arm and puts on a Fujiwara.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I am like, I was stunned right there.
Yeah.
It's like it does such a good job of putting over Verichev as like such a huge threat.
Yeah, because Onita is like almost like hanging on to Verichev the whole time he does it too. He's like a like you see those like cartoons of like the dog that bites onto the mailman, and the mailman's like flailing his arm around the dog's just like held onto the arm. Like that's exactly how Onita is with Verichev at these times. He's like grabbing onto like the sleeve of his gi and just refusing to let go because he cannot let Verichev get away from him when Verichev is like in any sort of compromised position.
It it's psychotic. And then like between all this stuff, because I'm gushing about Onita, Verichev is just doing like crazy throws.
Yes.
He
He
does
is
his signature bump, uh, where he takes the the judo throw from the ring to the floor.
okay. All right. So I gotta just say it. Like, why is that his bump? Because you think like Verichev's the judo guy. Wouldn't it be crazy if Verichev judo threw a guy from the top, like from the ring to the floor? Was like I don't know what they were thinking of. Like, yeah, let's just have Verichev take the throw to the floor. It's awesome. I would never guess that'd be his spot, and I love it. But like the first time I saw it, I was like, that's crazy. You judo throw the judo guy, and it's the craziest throw you could do. And then I saw it happen like 4 more times. And I'm like, that's incredible.
My theory is that because in all of these, especially probably the second one, Verichev is less like bumping and selling than he's just taking like full force versions of these moves.
He
And
is,
like,
yeah.
I don't think he knows how to do a flat back.
No, I actually cannot think of a single time that I saw him do a flat back when watching these matches. It's always like a weird tumble or a stumble backwards or like the judo throw where he just goes over and he like clips the apron.
Yeah, so I think they were like, "This is awesome," and Onita has no problem going, "Hey, man, we're gonna throw you onto the floor, okay?"
Yeah, and I guess
Like,
Verichev was just like, okay,
yeah,
like, shit, all right.
he's incredibly game. Why he has no business doing like Chris Candido Cactus Jack bumps in
Yeah, this is his
different
hammer
style
thumb.
fights.
Like,
Yeah,
which actually, I also want to mention that Verichev is maybe the most game different style fighter ever. Like Aoyagi gets that point, I think, especially in the mid '90s when he starts to hang around more with the scummers on the indies and shit. He starts to get into the idea of like, okay, I can kind of have more fun with this and I can do more stuff. And we don't talk about any of Verichev's 92 work here. That just doesn't come up on this episode of the pod. Maybe it'll come up in the future. Um, but Verichev is the most game guy ever because within a year of debuting in FMW, he's wearing Zubaz and doing street fights. Like
and they rock.
he so clearly loved this because the thing is too when he's done with FMW, he goes back to Russia, becomes like a coach at the like Olympic judo dojo, and he's there for like years. He could have theoretically done that immediately, and I can only imagine he just really fucking liked wrestling because otherwise it's not like he would need the money.
Yeah,
Like he probably got paid really well to do the Olympic judo shit.
but he is doing that bump over and over, and this one is so funny because you see his legs like sticking up over the apron.
Yeah, you do.
And then Onita does a like running full force drop kick from the apron.
Yeah, flatbacks on the ground.
Yeah, it's like a shotgun drop kick. And he one ups the bump that Verichev just did on an offensive maneuver.
Which I mean, is if that's not the most Onita thing ever, like just completely willing to kill himself because he thinks the spot looks cool. Like that's I fuck man, I love this guy.
Right.
I love this guy so much.
Well, then they get back in the ring and he grabs the well established different style whites finisher, the half crab.
Oh yes, sir.
And Verichev again just like does a push up and powers out of it. And Onita does like a front flip bump.
He does.
I'm telling you, he was on another level in this match. That's
He was
which I know
just
it's Onita, but like, God,
I mean, he's like really in the zone here for like, and again, we've talked about before with the Oyagi and with Wigaksu that Onita is so good at fighting these types of, outsider martial artist types that he, more than any other wrestler, knew exactly what he needed to do to get them over and to make them look like $1,000,000 and also to look strong while doing it. Um, I think if you were just judging based on the merits of how strong does he make the guy look and how much does he get him over, I would say this is his best performance in that case because he makes Verichev look like the most dangerous man in the world, like unkillable dangerous.
yeah, it's insane. Like he's a gorilla, and so of course Onita's next course of action is just like a headbutt assault,
Yeah, dude just like grabs him by the key and just starts headbutting him.
and he's probably still concussed from the ones from the night before.
Okay, and I gotta mention, when he gets Verichev on the mat and is like headbutting him like to like 12-6 headbutts, um, they sounded audible, and I could not tell because just the camera angle, you could not tell. I was not sure if he was like tapping his foot on the mat with the headbutts or he was just headbutting him hard enough that it made a noise like that. Either way, I'm completely worked. That
Yeah,
looked and sounded like death.
either one is awesome.
Yeah, either one, he's still like the best wrestler ever.
So and Verchev powders and Onita does another like shotgun drop kick under the bottom rope, which he did that a couple times in the Oyagi matches too. But I think he putting some extra stank on this.
Yeah, crazy ass like baseball slide, just taking him out.
And then he's I guess he's because that's another thing about these Verichev matches. The Goto and Onita like also do a little judo.
Yes.
You mind if a frontier guy does a little judo? But they both try to do a little judo, and Onita does this like low angle belly to belly backdrop thing that very much resembles a Verichev throw,
Yeah.
where he's just like in the air.
Yeah, and I think too, and we're going to talk more about it, but one of the more interesting things with the Verichev matches is that so much of it is like, I mean, Onita just unloads everything on Verichev for like a solid 5 minute stretch. Like Verichev's getting little to no offense in. It's just all Onita hitting like every move he knows, doing like every big spot, trying to break Verichev down like as soon as he can, as hard as he can. Uh, which, the fact that Verichev continues to get up and continues to get out of submissions is just doing more and more to make him look like a fucking monster. And I mean, especially around this point, because Onita hits that suplex and Verichev gets up, and Onita throws a lariat at Verichev that is so hard that Onita like trips over his own feet from how hard he threw it.
It's and I act like that's the problem with me going through all these like amazing little details as far as for the trees. That's exactly right. Like while Onita is doing like the best and coolest versions of these things, but he's stringing them all together like relentlessly and just destroying Verichev, but he will not die.
No,
Until yeah, he hits that lariat. This like I just had all caps insane lariat.
yeah, I probably like back into the left style replayed that lariat like 25 times because I was trying to understand the aerodynamics of like how is it possible he threw a lariat so hard that he fell sideways, and I'm still not 100% sure, but it's like nuts. Verichev like folds inside of himself, and Onita like goes to another fucking stratosphere.
Yeah,
He's
and
like, oh
Verichev is not like anticipating the lariat and like going down on his own on any of these. He's
no,
just taking like the full force of it and falling how he falls, and this is like the best example of that because he just destroys him.
yeah,
And then Onita gets a wrist lock, and this is like the ultimate power out of it. He's on his back, and he like just gets up somehow and
yeah.
throws Onita from a
He
wrist lock.
It's
I don't know what. Maybe you can explain what he did because I could not fathom it.
I actually have like no explanation. I wrote down in my notes Grigory Verichev escapes the wrist lock by sheer force of will. Like, it's not like there's no like mechanisms to how he gets out. It's not like he like finds the spot to escape from or hits like a counter. Like, he literally just chooses not to be in the wrist lock anymore, which is like a mind melter after getting, again, we are like 4 minutes deep into Atsushi Onita hitting every fucking move ever on him. And he gets put into a deep wrist lock, and then he just like gets out of it, just like he almost like it was nothing. And that's kind of the moment where it was like, okay, shit, this guy is the like Onita has nothing for him. As much as he has beat him up, and as much as Verichev has taken damage and has shown visible signs of damage, it actually doesn't matter. And that, of course, leads perfectly into the next sequence where Grigory Verichev finally gets control and suplexes Onita as long as he can.
But he gets controlled. This was also crazy. He gets there's a Onita hits more headbutts. He snap mirrors and he puts him in a sleeper. And Verichev kips up out of the sleeper.
Yes! Oh my god!
It's like a horror movie, man.
Yeah!
And then he hits like and there's I don't know. I don't have the vocabulary to describe all of his throws.
Me
But
neither.
many of them start as belly to bellies and end in perverted ways.
Yes. Uh,
And that's what
I
he throws here.
I have noted down because I was like I had to check the time like run of the match to see like what it was like because it's like 5 minutes of the Onita domination, and then it goes into 3 minutes straight of Grigory Verichev picking Onita up and dropping him in increasingly disturbing ways. Like he is hitting belly to bellies, but he is also hitting like power slams
He
and
hits like
like
a Buzz
backdrops.
Sawyer power slam where
Dude,
he like twists the hips.
Judo Buzz Sawyer power slam. Like, unbelievable. He hits this one that, I mean, real talk, it is a glorified body slam, but it looks like the most brutal thing I have ever seen, and Onita sells it like his back just got broken. It is amazing.
And he also does like the Scott Steiner like Magnum TA style belly to belly I was talking about last week, but he just drops you like as soon as he turns over, like from the
Yeah,
peak.
he just like lets you go, just let you fall however you're gonna fall.
And all of these are downs. We're not
Every
on
single
a round system, but like
no,
all of
no.
these are downs.
Yeah, I feel like we should have. I should have at least slipped that in there at some point. And I even meant to, and I forgot. There are no rounds at any of these matches. We have moved on from rounds in 1991
Yeah.
FMW. Uh, but I mean, again, that just kind of lets us all flow together. And I mean, what a flow it is because you're right. We get every single one of these throws gets a down count, like every single one, and they're more and more getting closer to 10. And Onita is like, you can watch him as his body is like shutting down on him, like he's trying to get up and his arms aren't moving right, or he's having trouble getting up with one of his legs. Like, he looks like the batteries are like losing juice and he has no replacements on hand.
He looks like Ozzy Osbourne stumbling through the shitter at 3 a.m. in the
Yeah,
dark.
yeah.
He is gone, dude. But he somehow fucking one more time jumps up at 2 after a 9 count and another throw and hits that. This really is a bum rush lariat because he does it like over the ref.
Dude, Aubie, I wrote down bum rush lariat, bum rush lariat, Aubie.
Sorry.
Dude, no, I saw it and I was like, there it is. I was doing the fucking Leonardo DiCaprio playing on my computer.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's the Aubie spot. And it's
Yeah.
like one of his best ever. But they both go down. And like a horror movie, Verichev gets up first.
And he
And
has one of his own.
he hits the Verichev bomber and kills him. The only wrestling move Verichev has ever learned is a lariat, and it is one of the best lariats ever.
Yeah. And then maybe the wildest belly to belly yet, followed by one that tops that. I counted six murder throws in this
Yes.
sequence. I went
Yes.
back and counted. And Onita, oh,
Dude.
tell us. Tell the people.
So, one more big belly to belly murder throw. Onita down around the 4 count. You can see Onita grab onto Verichev's like legs, like the gi pants. And as the count goes on, Onita climbs up Verichev's body, like pulling himself up using Verichev's gi. He gets to the 7 count, and he has got like both hands on Verichev's like chest, like trying to pull himself up, but he is physically unable to pull himself up any farther than that. 8 count, can't move. 9 count, he is looking at Verichev's like face, like begging himself to get up. 10 count, Verichev throws his arms up in victory, and Onita lets go and collapses. Like, this is the best shit ever.
It is, and he's not even done.
No, he's not.
He's not. Because then there's a photo montage of the triumphant Verichev's exit as Onita lays dead in the ring. Um, Onita sits up mid ring with the mic and is whispering into the mic as blood rolls down his face like a single teardrop of blood
Because the
rolls down
fucking
his face.
bandage has
Yeah,
come
we
off,
didn't even
and
mention that.
yeah, he did. Also, he never bled in the match. The bandage, I would not even be shocked if he like pulled it off because he knew he would bleed after, and it would
Yeah,
just be like the coolest shit ever. Because that's just his brain. That's just his brain.
yeah.
But yeah, he's there against the ropes, single tear blood. He says like one line, and that's it. Just throws the mic down
He's of course crying.
as
Uh,
always.
Verichev is back somehow. I think he forgot the belt.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I think he did.
but they hug and bow. And then it shows Onita being carried to the back and even being carried by two people. He falls down
Yeah.
somehow, being carried to the back. I was absolutely. Verichev is awesome. And he's going to be
Yes.
awesome in every match we watch. He's so cool. But this Onita performance absolutely blew my mind. I hope archaeologists find this after the coming dark age.
Yeah. No, it is I I really don't even know what else to say because that's just everything like all of that's right. This is Onita at, as you said, maybe his best. I fully support your opinion that it is his best performance because this is, I mean, and we talked about it, that Onita at this point is the greatest wrestler. I mean, I would say he's the greatest wrestler at all time when it comes to melodrama. He understood it better than anyone else ever.
You know, I don't even like it when
Um,
other people do it. I eat
no,
it up when he does it.
like it especially nowadays, it can just suck. And even back like during Onia's time, there are periods when guys would do it, it just would not work. So it's not even like a time period thing. It's like it depended on the right guy doing it. And Onita, more than anyone else, just understood. And again, we talk about it. It's so genuine, so deeply connected, and I don't know, man. I see Onita doing all this, and I really do see a guy fighting for the life of his company and fighting for
Yeah,
his own life as a wrestler. And like, I love it. I love it so much. And I'm gonna send you a photo, Aubie, that I meant to send
yeah,
you before, uh, because there was a big like 3-page spread on this match, and there's a bunch of photos of it. But my favorite photo is from after the match, where he is just being carried to the back by his like young boys, and like everyone is just trying to crowd around him, and like you can see the blood coming down his face, and he looks like he's not even there like mentally.
yeah. We'll tweet this out.
It's so good. Yeah, it's fucking give the people what they want.
Yeah,
Like,
we have to. He did.
what a fucking match, dude. What a match. What a Verichev performance. What a fucking Onita performance, man.
What a 2 days for Atsushi
Jesus
Onita.
Christ, dude. Like, you could genuinely make the argument that Onita's performance in the Goto match up to that point is his greatest performance of all time. And then the day after that, he has an even better one. It is. Has there ever been a 2-day stretch where a guy has done better work?
I tried
Like,
to think about it, and I was like, I'm gonna look that up, and then I was like, no, I'm not. Who cares?
who cares?
No,
Like, I trust it, and
the
I
answer is no.
don't know if this is the quote. I will say because they don't actually like have it in quotations on the Shoe Pro report, but they had it to the side and it reads like it's the quote. Um, so they have a thing on there, and it seems to be the quote, and it says, "Onita said, I will definitely repay this debt." That seems to be what he said on the mic after the match, and that's all he said.
In the whisper. That's so
Yeah,
disrespectful.
like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the text before the match says Atsushi Onita 2 consecutive battles of trials, and
Yes,
I know that's not a perfect translation, but it makes perfect sense to my brain.
it does.
Two
He's
consecutive battles of trials.
man.
Oh man! And then the guy who destroyed him the night before, he gets his shot.
He does. He does get his shot. He gets to face Grigory Verichev. This is on May 6th, 1991. This is a show most famous for the first ever Onita Pogo explosion match, which is, I mean, that match fucking rules.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it before when we were talking about, Lee Gok-soo and Kim Hyun Hwan. Uh, this era of FMW, you just pull up cards and they are like the coolest looking things ever. Like there are 7,000 people in attendance for this show, and you've got tag matches like Ricky Fuji and Sambo Asako against Gladiator and Horace Boulder, which I mean, maybe if you aren't in, like, you don't really think that's that cool. But if you are in, you know that shit ruled. And let me tell you, as someone that watched it before I watched the Verichev Goto match for the pod, that shit did rule.
Yeah.
Ricky Fuji is like cursing in English on the outside because I think Gladiator tagged him too hard. It's awesome.
Yeah. It really,
uh,
these cards really do look like, I was joking about it earlier, but they really do look like the only comparison is like our friend's fantasy booking.
yes, like literally.
We would book.
Uh, and I mean, also, we have to mention it. This is in Suita, Osaka, Japan, and it is situated right next to the Tower of the Sun, a sculpture made by Taro Okamoto. Pretty famous in Japan for the people that like to see really funny looking architecture. This tower rules. It's just a big ass face on like a bird thing. Um, and just the entire show, like you are seeing these guys do this awesome wrestling, and then the camera pans over, and like in the background, you can just see this big ass face on like a star or something.
Awesome.
It's so awesome. Yeah, the fucking the photo, one of the best photos to come out of it, screenshot of Grigory Verichev, gi off posing, and in the background is the big ass star with the face on it.
Oh, awesome.
So good.
Beautiful venue. I love outdoors venue.
I I love him to death. And I mean, I know that almost like FNW almost did it because of necessity. Like
Well,
they did
yeah.
it because they were doing these explosion matches, and you can't do that shit indoors. And I know that, but I'm so thankful for the fact they had to do these outdoor shows because it's natural light is so great for wrestling, and so many people are scared of it. I genuinely believe that people are afraid of surrendering their show to the nature. Like, because when you're in a building, you can control a lot of shit that you can't control when you're outside, and I get it. It is probably a logistical nightmare,
Yeah, it's a
and
risk.
so much of it is just praying you get lucky and everything turns out all right. Um, but damn, man, like it worked most of the time with FMW. I've seen very few instances of it not working. Um, I would say actually no instances, in fact. So like more people should be doing this. You don't even have to do an explosion match. You can just do it outside. I'd fuck with it.
Yeah, let's do it. I did
But
think it was
yes,
funny before the match, and this is another blessed VHS release. So
yes,
pro shot and just wonderful like the FMW stuff always is. But they show the graphic that says one fall 60-minute time limit, and I don't know why that made me laugh. I was this is FMW, they don't play that shit. 60 minute time limit.
yeah,
Get the
fuck
fuck
you.
out of here.
They're not doing 60 minutes until like Hayabusa era. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. The real FMW? No, dude, you're going like 20 at most.
As far as I know, it ended when Onita retired, right? And then he was just retired.
Yeah, no, he's gone for a bit, comes back after he graduates high school again.
Ruined
Like
my beautiful fantasy.
um but speaking of the graphics, I love the matchup screen for this match. It looks like a Street Fighter matchup screen with like the blue and shit. I saw it and I was like, take me back, dude. We have to. I sent it to you and you're like, we need someone to give us $1 million so we can just do wrestling that feels like this.
You can't. It cannot be beaten. It cannot be topped.
No.
And beautiful music.
Goto. Goto is like in the zone too. This is
And
him so close to peak.
you said you would put 250 on the first Murahama Toba match. I'll put that on that Goto shirt he was wearing.
Oh,
On that
dude.
shirt, sleeves or without sleeves,
Yeah,
either way.
dude. Either way, like, but I mean, Goto gets in the ring. He's doing the cross arm. This is my favorite wrestler, man. I. Is this the first time we've talked about Goto? I'm just
Yeah,
realizing it.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Uh, you know, let's be open and honest here. This is my favorite wrestler, just like straight up. I have fluctuated over the years on who is and who isn't, but like I'll fuck it. This is my favorite. He's been my favorite for like 3 years now. I'm so happy to talk about him. Uh, and I'm so happy to be talking about him here because we are probably like 4 months away from him getting the full Goto like look down. He is still emphasizing Tarzan here with the leopard print, and this is a fantastic Goto look. Um, and he is slick back hair, fat but not like fat. He's like wrestler built, but he's got a gut on him.
He looks incredible. He's one of the
He
most handsome
does,
men of all time.
dude. Always, forever, and always, he is a handsome man. Um, and he is here to make Grigory Verichev not handsome because the second the match starts, he rushes him and immediately punches him in the face. Like instantaneous, just immediately going at him with punches to the face and a lariat that like the way Verichev sells it, you'd think that his shoes like shot off his feet. Like
It's so perfect, and it's a different style fight. But Tarzan Goto is going to be fucking Tarzan Goto, and he's going to wrestle like an
yes.
ape man would.
Yeah, which is
Or and it's to his benefit and his detriment.
yeah.
But he wrestles like I do in like a WWE 2K game where the bell rings and I'm like running with a lariat and I'm punching you, and then if you're on the mat, I'm gonna grab your leg and stomp it, and I'm gonna drop
Yeah.
an elbow on your back. Like, it's just like it's not sped up, but he's not slow about it either. He's just so relentlessly like dishing out a beating.
Yeah, relentless is like the best way to put it. He is I mean, he gets Verichev in and we were talking about with Onita, where when Onita had Verichev in a compromised position, he wasn't letting him go. Uh Goto is not giving Verichev an inch. Probably because he's seen what he's done to Onita, but also because that's just who Goto is. He
Yeah.
is a completely unrelenting ball of fire, as you said, a kind of a fucking gorilla fucking man, which really makes this match awesome because it's two different kinds of gorillas beating the shit out of each other. Um, Goto is stomping the shit out of him, hits another lariat, and that second lariat gets a 9 count on Verichev, which is more than Onita ever got on him. But Goto seemingly has figured out Verichev and has gotten his number in a way that Onita couldn't. Because Onita threw everything at him, but he wasn't this unrelenting and he wasn't this willing because they go on the outside and Goto's hitting him with chairs and shit. Like
He pastes him with a chair.
he
And again,
paced him.
Verichev is not selling and bumping. He's holding on for dear life. He
Yeah.
doesn't go down with the chair shot. He just takes the full force.
Yeah, he
Standing straight up, staring straight ahead.
he eats it and then stumbles backwards. Like he gets no hands up either. Like just straight to the dome. Goto too. Like the other thing with Goto, and people do not talk about it enough. Goto is a super talented wrestler. I don't remember his full background, but I believe he did have wrestling experience. I know he had sumo experience, but I believe he also had some wrestling experience. But he was always a really adept grappler, and he only had moments where he would pull it out. Immediate thought is he did a show in 1997 when he is full form Goto, and he did it was one show where he was wrestling in every match over a 2 hour long show. And in the first match, he's doing only grappling, and he is such an adept old wrestler kind of grappler. But he gets Verichev on the ground here, and he puts in an STF where it's perfect step over, full strength on the toe hold, and he's choking Verichev, and Verichev is yelling. He's ah,
Yeah,
ah!
he's very vocal in this match. It's guttural. But it's so cool because maybe this is the most volume of traditional wrestling moves we've seen in a different style fight, and it's from Tarzan Goto. He's doing Samoan drops, figure fours,
Yeah,
the STF.
he hits an enziguri, and it's I call it the Tenryu enziguri a lot, but I think it might just be the HAPW enziguri, because all those guys do the same one where it's a guillotine falling down.
And it's the best one. I've said before, all my favorite wrestlers do enziguris, and I really don't like most of them. It's not
Yeah,
a move I really love, but yeah, when you hit it right, it's awesome.
yeah. Goto also, speaking of wrestling moves, hits the classic wrestling destroyer against different cell fighters, the backdrop,
Yeah,
and that leads directly into Tarzan Goto diving splash.
the signature Tarzan Goto shart inducing splash where he just it's like you did to your friends on the trampoline when you were a kid. You didn't know you were supposed to pull it back. He just lands
Yeah,
full weight, limbs off the ground
it
on your
is
stomach.
Superfly style, except he is large and in charge. He should not
Yeah.
be able to fly the way he does. But amazing splash. Verichev barely gets up. Goto, emptying the war chest out, grabs him by the hair, throws a nasty headbutt that sends Verichev immediately back down. And that leads Goto into picking him up and hitting the facebuster. And that seems to be a kill move. And Verichev rolls out of the ring, which is really interesting because that's kind of an outright admittance that if he did not break the count that way, that he probably would have lost because he had been hit with everything and he did not seem like he was getting up.
And this is the one that Goto does again, where he just the facebuster where he just lands again just on top of you.
Yes, full on
scooches
crushing you.
Yeah. Just like this flash. It's crazy.
And you want to talk about crazy. They go outside. Goto kind of squares him up. Verichev is right nearby the ring post. And this is maybe one of the sickest spots of all time. Bar none. There's a spot that people would compare to this if people knew that this spot existed. And people talk about that spot as so sick it actually goes beyond being watchable. I think this is within the realm.
Yeah.
Goto squares him up against the post. He goes to throw a headbutt. Verichev ducks. Goto goes skull first, no hands, directly into the ring post. It makes a thunk sound, and he is immediately down. This is as disgusting as the Nigel McGuinness headbutts to the post. I mean, I'd say it is right there in terms of just blatant brain damage inducing trauma.
Yeah, it's it's horrific.
And
And I
fucking
don't know
Goto.
if the crowd is not like well mic'd because it's outside, or if they're speaking of AEW, Nigel McGuinness, if there's like people there that are just there to see Onita like
Mm-hmm.
Wile E. Coyote himself in the main event or whatever. But they're
Yeah.
not very loud for this match, which I thought was
No,
strange because I was going ape, and that's the point where I was like, okay,
I
this is
think it is
nuts.
kind of the outside miking. I think only whenever they got like a big spot and there was like an immediate like oh, because that headbutt does get like an all chant,
Yeah,
like an
yeah,
all
that's
reaction.
kind of when they
But
wake up. But
there's
the
like
clang of the metal is louder than the
yeah,
crowd.
and I think that's just because the way they have it mic'd, maybe they have it to where it's like there's too much noise cancellation on it. So like the general crowd hum is like absent. Because I can tell just from looking at the footage, people were like into it and they were making noise. It's just not really captured well, except for those peak moments where seemingly whatever microphone setup they had actually does like turn on for that. But yeah, headbutt there. They go nuts appropriately because I also go nuts, and I assume everyone that has ever seen this goes nuts because what the fuck, dude? Like, why would you do that? um, Goto takes it immediately, comes back up. He is gooshing blood, and it's fascinating because Goto had Verichev's number to the point that Verichev was definitely going to lose, and he makes this one slip up that is so dire. It is
Yeah,
such a tragic, catastrophic failure for Goto that the match just flips entirely. Verichev hits one throw, rips the gi off, and like we're off to the races. It's Verichev world
yeah.
now.
Well, it's like he was in the movie Congo or something, and like he had to count on something like that. The ape being
Yeah.
too aggressive, and then and then he pounces, and yeah, dude, he rips that gi off. I wish he had tearaway pants on too.
He
Rips
just
that
pulls them
fucking
off.
gi
It's fucking it's just in the
off.
bot like
Right?
he's in the fucking Verichev boxers just going nuts. Uh big suplex, puts on like a standing dragon sleeper that looks pretty nasty.
It's really gross. Goto's on his knees
And Goto is bleeding all over Verichev's side because he's got
in
his
his
head like buried
armpit.
in his pit. uh, and Goto just bleeding and walking around. He is like in a fugue state from the concussion. He is looking in the wrong direction because of how fucked up he is. And Verichev just keeps rushing into him. And we did not really communicate it in the Onita match, but the Verichev throw technique is astonishing because it's almost like he puts no effort into picking you up. No matter
Yeah.
how big you are, when he picks you up, it is instantaneous. And he just hoofs Goto up, drops him, and he just keeps doing that. And Goto at one point takes one after like a 8 count and immediately rushes to his feet yelling, only to immediately get thrown again. And that goes directly into a Verichev armbar, and that's it. Goto taps, and ref calls it, and that is it for Tarzan Goto. A title retention for Grigory Verichev.
And what are we
Uh,
looking at on like actual match time here? Because on Cage Match it says it's 12 minutes, but that's I don't see any cuts in this.
so it is 11 minutes, and I did look at the end of the tape. The end of the tape itself also lists 11 minutes. Um, and I think I see where it happened. There is a point pretty early on where Goto like gets him on the ground and is like stomping the leg, and then the camera angle changes and he is in a slightly different position, not stomping the leg. And I saw that and I was like, oh, that's where it is. Because there's about a minute and a half missing of this match, and I
Okay.
believe that was all cut around that point.
Oh, I would have loved to seen Tarzan go to leg work, but
Yeah, dude,
okay.
because he works him like over. Like
He,
the
he
stuff we
was
do have is like really good.
awesome. I was not being sarcastic. There's very few people I want to see do leg work, but he's one of them. And as you
Yeah.
said, he retains the belt, and I think he lost it to Onita in May, right?
Yep, May 29th, I want to say. Yep, that is their rematch in Oda Ward Gymnasium, 5,000 people in attendance. Again, not talking about that match here, but that is one that I'm going to talk more about later because great match as well. Um,
And then Onita
and
loses it to Big Titan.
yes, he loses to
Goat.
fucking to Big Titan, who then loses it to Goto, and Goto gets a little run, and then he loses to someone else we'll probably talk about eventually.
Yeah.
Um, but we are now going far ahead into the future, and by far I mean 6 months, because we are here for the world's strongest tag team tournament. And Aubie, I don't know if you have it up right now, but just what do you think of this tournament, man?
I have a list of all the teams in it, and
Yes, sir.
it is I said 15 earlier. It's a 15 or 17 show tour. So
Yeah.
these guys are meeting a lot, and it is one of the most fucked collections of people that you will ever see.
Yeah, we
Um,
it's really cool too because fitting with this early period of FMW, every team is like representing a different like either different style or different ideology of wrestling. Like they are all so different. Um and I mean, that's kind of part of what people want in tournaments in general. You get a lot of different guys, you throw them together, see what they can do.
that's just what I
But
want in wrestling in general, man. You couldn't
yeah, no,
even do that. You couldn't even find what many teams? 12? I didn't count.
yeah,
Yeah, of people who do different stuff like this. But
no, you cannot find the because this has like South Korean Taekwondo fighters, Russian judokas, American boxers.
boxers, yeah.
We have some dudes called the Mercenarios who I thought were probably luchadors, but it's actually just random white dudes. Um, we got
Sabu and the Sheik.
Sabu and the Sheik representing stab style because they can
Yeah.
just fucking stab the shit out of you. We have kickboxers with Katsuji Ueda and Calypso
Calypso
Jim.
Jim, yeah, baby. Ricky Fuji and Sambo Asako.
Dude, the perennial like fan favorites because Sambo Asako is a lovable loser and Ricky Fuji in 1991 is the hottest man in the world.
Yes.
And then, oh boy, Big Titan and the Gladiator.
Can go.
I mean,
Just people
I,
who are apt to uh, make you take a few months off.
yeah, dude, your ass is gonna get thrown, and we have no plans on how you're gonna land. You're gonna have to figure that out yourself.
Yeah, we do the throwing
Um,
part.
that is a great way to look at Big Titan and Gladiator. They're kind of like pilots, but if like the pilots jumped off the plane halfway through the flight, and it's up to you to figure out how you're gonna land the plane. Like
And it's
that's
so
how
good
they wrestle.
when you watch them because you literally like cannot anticipate what they're going to do at any given moment.
No, dude,
They have that
like
the match. Think it's Big Titan like up on the like the camera riser rig thing, and I swear to God, I thought he was gonna throw somebody
yes, I totally thought that's. I think that's the same match where before the match starts, Gladiator jumps over the top rope and lands on Sambo Osako, and Sambo Osako's head like bounces off the concrete, just like the nastiest thing ever. Like it is. I mean, these are two of the. This is like one of the greatest teams ever. But yeah, I love this tournament. We have a good bit of footage from it. In combination, we have some handhelds and we have the FMW. Oh, fuck, what's it called? The DVD set. I have it on my drive. I'll just check right now. The World of FMW volumes. We have a World of FMW volume that does a pretty good job covering this whole tournament, or just some of it at least. It's all clipped. You can't find a single match from it that's in full on this tape, but it is I mean, if you ever just want to have a good time, just pop that tape on and enjoy it because there are so many awesome matches from this tournament. Um,
Yeah,
and we are looking at the finals of said tournament from December 9th, 1991. It is Atsushi Onita and Tarzan Goto taking on Grigory Verichev and Koba Kurtanidze. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but
Kurtanidze.
Kurtanidze. It's Koba Kurtanidze.
Looked it up.
Yeah.
I
I
was like, I
mean,
can't just say Koba.
yeah,
I'm
dude.
going to, but
I'm happy that you did because I was ready to free ball, and I'm glad
Tanisha.
we got someone who's going to show him the
I had
respect
to
he
look up the
deserves.
pronunciation for two things
Yes.
because the Russian judoka team here comes out to Antonin Dvorak's Symphony Number 9, which is probably like the most perfect possible music for the Soviet judokas to come out to. And
So
it's
I
loud.
I have seen this match like four times in the clipped form because I love it's such a well shot match, and it annoys me so much that we're missing like 4 minutes of it from that version because it is like it feels like the right way to watch it if it wasn't clipped because it's just perfect. Um, I have seen the handheld once, but I was pressed for time the first time I watched it, and I skipped the entrances. So when I watched it today, uh, I had never heard them come out to Symphony Number 9, and when I tell you the like the reaction that my body had, like I got immediate goosebumps. I was like standing up out of my chair. I was like, holy shit. That is such a good theme for these guys. It's so good. Whoever made the decision on that, probably Onita, like give him $10 million for that. Um, I mean, this is like big fight feel. We have, according to Cage Match, almost 7,000 people in attendance. You would think it is 7 million because it is a sea of people from the handheld camera we have. Uh, I mean, come the
Wild.
fuck on.
They are packed in there as tightly as you can. Of course, Goto and Onita come out to Wild Thing,
Yeah.
and they're the quality on this is not ideal on the handheld.
No.
It's like there's grease on the camera or something.
That's a
But
great way to put it. It is like tinged with the fryer.
but it's cool because when the spotlight hits Onita, he's glowing
Yeah.
like the Christ. But a fat man with a head bandage opens the ropes for them, so I can only assume that is Sambo Osako. And even through the grease on the camera, you can see the look of utter disdain that Goto shoots him as he's as he's going through the ropes.
He is looking at Sambo Osako and he is thinking, man, one day I'm going to have you in a barbed wire death match and I'm going to beat you to death. Which, match rack, Tarzan Goto versus Sambo Osako barbed
Oh.
wire death match. I don't remember the date, but it's the main event. Go check that one out. He beats Sambo Osako to death with hammers. It's wonderful. But yeah, Goto is. I mean, I said it before. We are so close to prime form Goto. End of 1991, we have reached it. He is here. He is wearing the yellow singlet with black accents rather than the leopard print one that he had before. And again, I love the leopard print, but yellow with the black accents is like his best gear ever. He has the slick back hair. He has the arms crossed. And in a rare sight, I believe this is one of the only matches where he has it, and he only ever does one for this tour, probably because it was from a real injury. Uh, he has an eye patch on, and he looks amazing with an eye patch, dude. Let me tell you, I'm looking at him, and I'm like, man, he should have like. He should have like done it like one more time, you know, like later,
Yeah.
like the like mid '90s, put an eye patch on for a month. Like he
It
looks
was
like a
it was
monster.
too awesome. If I were the judo team, I would simply turn around and go home.
Yeah, dude, I'm not getting in the ring with that guy. He is stanced up and he is a pirate? Like, fuck that, dude.
And I did. It's funny to me that the ref was like patting down their geese, but I would have brought a gun, so I
Yeah,
get
dude.
it.
He's checking to make sure the keys aren't loaded.
Yeah.
They fucking tape some metal in where like one of the elbows are, so the throw's a little bit stiffer, I guess. I don't know. Um, but this match is like it's kind of a hitting the classics. It is we've already seen how Onita works with Verichev. We've seen how Goto works with Verichev. The way they work with Verichev transfers over very nicely to how they work with Koba. So some of this match is really just them running back some like awesome spots, but it never feels like, oh, we're just having fun with it. Like it is heated. There are some nasty, nasty spots. Koba comes off as a complete missed opportunity. I love Verichev. I think Verichev was the right guy to choose as like the Russian judoka for FMW. Like, I'm happy he's the one that stuck out for 3 years and was an Onita tag partner and wore the Zubaz and had these big matches and shit. But Koba works one tour and that's it. And that is a fucking shame, dude. He is a monster.
Really off. I wonder if Verichev was like, "Yeah, come do this with me. It's really fun." And after one tour, he was like, "You are fucking
you're
psychotic."
you're gone. We actually can't deal with you. Because we talk about with Verichev, he picks people up and throws and then kind of lets them go in like however they fall, they fall. Koba is kind of the same way, except with Verichev, there was at least an attempt from Verichev to flat back them. Like, respectably, I will throw you and you will, like, slam and break your back, but you're breaking your back. Koba, when he does his throws, you always land on your head. He doesn't throw a single throw where a guy doesn't land on his head. And
And he's
Goto
like,
gets the worst of it.
yeah, and he does it like he's coming at the weirdest angles, like it's impossible to anticipate. He does. I've seen Verichev do this a time or two, but like every time he starts from like a belly to belly position, he will like go against the momentum and turn you in the other direction.
I
So
wrote
like if
it
you
in the
picture Scott
notes.
Steiner, yeah, if you picture
Yes.
Scott Steiner doing whipping you off the ropes and like taking you down with the momentum, he
Yes, yes.
he does the like inverse, and it looks
Yeah.
so much worse.
I wrote in my notes for every single one of them, like belly to backdrop. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, I
Like,
had that down there too, but like
yeah.
we're starting in a belly to belly or like a side position, and then it ends in backdrop.
And I mean, I don't know how much I have to say it for the listeners to know for sure, but I'm not lying to you. Every single time he goes for a throw, it ends with someone falling on their head. Most of the time he's throwing Goto. And every time Goto falls, you can hear the cameraman go, ugh, because he is like falling. If it's not directly on the head, he's like falling with his head and his shoulder hitting the mat at the exact same time, like at like a 45-degree angle. It is terrifying.
Yeah, and the first time he does it, he ducks a huge Goto lariat.
Oh,
And he
dude.
hits like the biggest German ever. And this is when the first time you hear the cameraman. And I thought this was this first exchange. I thought these maybe were like our different style white boy forebears because he goes
Yes.
German, and then he says something in English that I can't remember what it is, and then they immediately start speaking Japanese. But
Yeah.
they are every time there's a throw, they have something to say about it.
Dude,
It's
every single time. I love Goto in this match, but especially in that moment, because Goto loves doing the thing where he grabs you by the wrist and pulls you in for a lariat, like a half rainmaker. Um, the way he does it here, he grabs him by the gi and he's like holding him by the sleeve of the gi, pulling him in for the lariat. And that's been such a trend for these matches that the judo guys and the guys facing the judo guys are so like gi brained. Like Verichev is grabbing limbs, but he's grabbing them like he's trying to hold on to a gi. And then all the wrestlers that faces him are using his gi as like a weapon against him. It's so good.
it's perfect, and you're right. I wish Koba had been around more because he's great. He's not a super heavyweight like Verichev, which is cool because
No.
he gets tossed around a little too. Although Verichev, once again, ends up taking like the stupidest fucking bumps in this.
Dude,
in
he
this
takes
match.
some bumps that are like absurd. He takes a layer from Goto where he once again sells like a motherfucker.
He he gets lariated mid ring and like is launched to the ropes and goes to the floor.
Which
Like
again,
he goes across
Verichev
the ring in midair.
Verichev once again going to the outside when he's wrestling Goto,
Yeah,
which is like so it's so cool to me. Like he's fighting Onita, and Onita has beat him at this point. He's beat him for the title. But it's like those two fight, and there's almost like an even footing, and it just really depends on who gets the advantage. And Onita overcame, but you know, it's so different from his connection with Goto. Because when he faces Goto, Goto can just maul Verichev into running away. Like he's the one guy that can make Verichev run away. Um, and
this is something that I definitely wanted to talk about somewhere in this episode because I also wanted to talk about it in the Nielsen fight. That is a perfect example of like one of the things as we've watched these different style fights that stands out so much to me is how like hugely valuable it is to have these lines to color within. Like to
yes,
have these limitations and to see these guys like push up against them in really interesting ways. Um, because we've talked about how like the structure of these things is often very similar, but everybody's getting to those places in really creative and interesting ways, and it's because they're in this universe when there's a different style fight, like there are like rule laws of physics that are different from a wrestling match, and like just the way you have to approach it is limiting in some way, but that is so valuable and good.
yes, it forces these guys to think about what they're doing differently.
Yes.
And Goto is an especially interesting example here because as much as we said earlier, he was kind of doing his Goto stuff in the Verichev match, but as much as he's doing it while being aware of the fact he's not in a normal wrestling match. Like he's playing the game different, but it's not so different that it doesn't feel like Goto.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why Onita is such a great different style fighter because he's the same way. When you see Onita doing a different style fight, it feels like Onita wrestling a match, but it also feels like he is very aware of the constraints that he has been put in and the world that he is fighting in. And like you don't see that in other stuff. The only comparison that I can make is taking like a non-deathmatch guy and putting him into death matches,
Yeah.
especially in like the 90s and the way they would react to like being in this completely different world. Um, that's what these guys were always so good at, like Goto and Onita and Sambo Sako and other guys like that. Like they were so good at working as themselves, but being very aware of the fact that they are not in a normal match and wrestling appropriately. And Goto is incredible in this match in that way.
Yeah, because he's still doing fucking psychotic headbutts.
Dude, so many.
uh, I just think it adds so much. And then when somebody does color outside the lines a little, like when the screenshot I sent you of like he gets headbutted from the ring while he's on the apron, and Goto just like flips him in, and he lands on his neck, and his leg like legit looks caught on the ropes. Like it takes two people to get
Yes.
him out,
Yeah,
and
Ref and Koba are like struggling to free him, and Goto is just sitting there stomping him in the head.
kicking him in the ass and the back.
Which,
And it
like, another fucking great Goto moment, because that definitely does not look like it was planned, but Goto in the moment was just like, okay, I need to stomp him now because he's trapped. Why would I not
Yeah,
stomp the shit
and
out
it
of him?
it looks like it fucking sucks, and it gets like a huge reaction from the crowd because that's like sort of outside of the normal limitations of what you would. I mean, some of these don't even have ropes.
Yeah. But, I mean, Goto beats his ass. And that is a really nice, like, lead in because he beats his ass, hits the diving splash. Verichev fucked up, and Verichev continues to run away in the face of Goto and his lariats and splashes. And once again, Tarzan Goto gets overzealous in the face of a cowering Grigory Verichev, forgets that he is wrestling Grigory Verichev and gets a little bit too, overexcited, and he throws a lariat on the outside. Verichev catches the arm, judo throw on the floor,
He could
and
not resist his throws, man.
he could not resist his throws. And the camera, I gotta say, if you do watch this match, you need to watch both the handheld and the commercial release version, because on the handheld you just see Goto like disappear into the void, and that is really funny and awesome, and you know what he took, and it's like, oh, that's sick. But then you actually watch the commercial release, and they have a ground camera that gets a full view of it. He like smacks the floor so hard, and the camera picks up like the audio of him just hitting the ground, and of course, Verichev against Goto. I mean, I guess he just was like, "Ah, oh, fuck this guy." Just picks him and throws him headfirst into the ring post, which feels so like shitty. Like this judo guy just has no qualms about like giving Goto another concussion because he's just fucking over this dude.
Wouldn't you be? Fuck, man.
Yeah, dude, he's been stomping the shit out of me and lariating me. Like, I gotta get my get back.
Jumping with his full weight onto my belly. Make me shit my gi. That's why he should have had tearaway pants.
I gotta tear the pants away. They're shitty now. Fucking, again, you gotta watch the commercial with the handheld because the handheld does not show it well enough. You can kind of like tell just because Goto's face gets a little bit darker from that point on, so you can kind of tell, oh, he's got some color. But you watch the commercial release, he's got some fucking color, dude. He took that ring post, he was like, I'm gonna fucking coasty coast. Like, I'm gonna gig hard. And that tags into Koba, which gets us an incredible run of Koba just repeatedly belly to back dropping Tarzan Goto on his head. And again, guy at the camera is freaking out at every single one because I mean, yeah,
and
who
Onita
wouldn't
is
be?
too on the
Oh,
apron.
dude, Onita, another incredible Onita performance here. We have like not talked about him at all, but he is like really great in this match as usual. His performance on the apron might actually be better than his performance in the ring, at least until the finishing stretch, because he is like running around on the apron, like begging for Goto to tag him in when Goto's getting beaten up. He's like leaning over the top rope, almost about to fall in the ring. Like,
and at one point, I think he maybe has like an addiction now to being soaking wet because he dumps like a full bottle of water on himself while he's standing on the apron.
dude, it's
he has long hair here too. It's crazy.
He does. He has like really long hair. But Goto dying, fucking getting killed. Goto gets up after the third belly to backdrop, and he, in fact, does the bum rush lariat.
Yes.
Which is, and he fucking steamrolls Koba, like sends him almost sends him ass over tea kettle like fucking Verichev was. Tags in Onita, and like what a hot tag! The crowd is going ballistic.
He's been over there on the apron doing the Robert Gibson, and now he gets to come in and then it's pure crack. Drills him with a DDT.
Kills him, and fucking Goto comes flying.
First one and only one he ever took.
Yeah, dude. And then Goto comes flying in from the side to kill Verichev with a lariat to keep him out.
Yeah.
And
it's a
Onita,
octopus, but he twists out of it.
Dude, okay, that was so cool. Onita puts the manji on, and Koba immediately like shifts his body around to like try and not be in it. And Onita's like, okay, man, well, let me just kill you first. And hits a fucking gnarly lariat.
And I can only assume that Goto is just wearing out Verichev on the floor while this is happening.
Dude, yeah, he's got him on the ground. He's punching me. He's like, you threw me in the fucking, you threw me into the ring post, you piece of shit. Like, I'm going to kill you. And Onita slaps on Manji Gatame. Perfect application. Like picture perfect Manji in the center of the ring, and Koba taps out, and Onita and Goto win the World's Strongest Tag Tournament. In the process, they become the first ever WWA Martial Arts Tag Team Champions, which what a title, the Martial Arts Tag Team title. That rules.
Can't believe the two most overpowered guys in the history of wrestling won this tag tournament against all these other freaks.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic match.
Oh, it's
I
great. And it's
had
like the Oyagi match, there's like 400 photographers.
Oh, dude, they are like it is like shooting stars in the sky. Like just click, 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 fucking twinkling all around the ring. Uh, I mean, just I love this match. I would say in terms of like just turn it on and watch. This is kind of in the realm of it's not as good as either of these. I'd say it's in the realm though of the Juana Sacco and the Murahama Qualt match, where like it is just so much fun bell to bell, and there's so much shit going on, and like I mean, I can't say enough. I fucking love
Yeah,
Koba, and it
it's
makes
so
me so mad
sick.
he did one tournament. But I mean, shit, man, I love these Russian judokas. I love Verichev. I will be thinking about Verichev versus Onita for a long, long, long
Yeah, I
time.
didn't do a GME, but if I did, it would have been on there. And I watched that. I watched it like I don't know. I've been talking to you while I've been going through FMW. I watched it like a month ago, and I was like, "Yeah, that was awesome." But like locking in on it to talk about it like this, it it blew my mind. It was
Yeah,
fucking incredible.
just
These are
such a good
all
match.
sick, and yeah, I think you said something about Verichev, and it's been a while now, but about how he is not really talked about with these different style fighters and like the judo guys in wrestling as like an all timer, and
No,
it's crazy. He's unreal.
yeah, I've said this to a few people. I love Gary Albright.
Yes.
I'm in the process of finalizing my GWE list for the vote coming up in like a month or two. He is on my list. I think he's like in the 70s range. Have loved him for years and years. I think he fucking rules. Uh, I will say, I think that part of the thing with Albright that has made him so popular over the last like 10 or so years is that in the mid to late 2010s, there was a concerted effort from a lot of people to push the agenda for him. There were like three different music videos made for him by like three different big music video guys. There were a lot of talks. That was a period when a lot of people were going back and looking at UWFI, and he was getting talked about a lot as like this just complete monster that is not like, even with the praise he's gotten, he has still not gotten enough praise. Um, and now it's kind of generally accepted he's like one of the coolest wrestlers, and he's just this suplex monster. I think that if enough people put that same effort into Grigory Verichev, I think there'd be a similar opinion on him. I don't know if I would say he is as good as Albright. In fact, I don't think I would. I think I'd say I prefer Albright just in terms of
Yeah,
fucking
but we never got to see him in
nerd.
UWFI.
That's right. I was gonna say, according to nerd wrestler metrics, I'd say I'd prefer Albright, but fucking Verichev, Albright didn't put on Zubaz and have street fights. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think that if more people watched Verichev and if more people put an effort into agendizing him like Albright was, we would be talking about them in very similar tones, because Verichev is a suplex monster. He is a complete monster of this style of wrestling. He predates like all of the guys that made it famous too. He is like 5 years ahead of the curve. Um, and
And
yeah,
he
I
does he
I
does
love the
these
guy.
like the big power spots in these matches that I don't know that any other different style fighter was like really doing.
No, no, he is a unique entity in that point. He is one of, I mean, really, he is one of the few different style fighters that is like a power fighter. Most of the guys are like technique or something. And I
Yeah.
mean, fucking, he's got technique. He has it in droves. But a lot of Verichev's biggest stuff is just him gorillaing out and like picking a dude up and dropping him at a weird angle. Like, man, I fucking love the dude. I think that one day he will get his just desserts. I hope that maybe this does anything to make him get any of the credit that he has deserved for years. Um, and yeah, I shout out Grigory Verichev, one of the best different style fighters, and by that nature, one of the best wrestlers of all time, man.
Yeah. Let's do some further reading on him. What do we got?
So I mentioned the Sambo Osako debut match, 5 minutes long, total blast. I also mentioned the second Onita match, uh, total blast as well. Feels like a very fitting sequel to the first one. Uh, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit to the sequel tournament. The first one was the world's strongest tag team tournament. The
Oh,
second one
I
is the
hope
world's.
this is going to be the match I think it is.
It may be multiple because there are actually multiple recommendations from this. uh, it is the second, the world's strongest street fight tag league
Yes.
tournament, where Grigory Verichev has donned the Zubaz and he is teaming with Atsushi Onita, which is, I mean, again, a year ago, these guys were facing off in the finals of the tournament. Now here they are as partners. And there are a few matches from this that I think are worth watching. I think the Tiger Jeet and Tiger Jeet Jr. match is a ton of fun. Anyone that says Tiger always sings sucked can suck my dick. Um,
Say
the
it to our
main
face,
event,
pussy.
yeah, dude,
You
you're
want to talk about a guy getting reckless with a suplex.
dude. You want to talk about a guy getting reckless? He's wearing a singlet and throwing kicks. This guy's on another level. Um, the main event, the final of that tournament, probably one of my biggest wrecks from Verichev, which is Atsushi Onita and Grigory Verichev facing Tarzan Goto and a big Titan
No
in a
rope, barbed wire.
no rope barbed wire. It rules. I love that match. Um,
There's also one from that tournament against Dr. Hannibal and Dr. Luther that is pretty
yes.
fucking raw. I
uh
gotta say.
oh, what was the other fucking one? I swear there was just like, oh, dude, on Onita Verichev, I think against Boris Horse Boulder and Gladiator.
Yeah,
That one is a ton of fun. And you know what? I was gonna say one more, but I'm gonna hold that one to the chest because we might actually talk about it on another episode because it
beautiful.
features someone else that we will eventually dive into for sure.
Yeah, well, I won't
Um,
talk about the tag he's in either because that's another one that's really good.
yeah.
If it's the same
Oh,
person, I think it is.
one more recommendation actually because I just realized I almost missed it. There's a tag from before the tag tournament that we were talking about because there's actually another Russian judoka named Boris. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name.
Gogi Choshishvili.
Yes, yes.
It's like 7 syllables.
It is brutal.
Boris
It's
Go.
him, yeah, Boris Gogi, Boris Gogi and Verichev against the shooter and Katsuji Ueda. We have a handout of this. Good brother H was telling me about the match because he just sent me a clip of shooter throwing a head kick at Verichev, and Verichev sells it like he just got like electrocuted. It is very very fun. So that's my further reading. There's one more match I would have mentioned, but I'm going to hold on that one because we will be talking about that probably in like a month or two. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I know what wavelength you're on. I have one that is not a different style fight. I don't think because sometimes they advertise these as like there's the thing again the title names mean nothing and
yes.
the match names are like either the most hyper specific thing ever or they mean nothing. But they do have some different style street fights. But I don't think this is one. There is a match from like 4 days before the tag that is Onita, Verichev, and Goto against Big Titan, Mark Starr, and the Gladiator. That is like fucking.
Oh,
It's short
yeah.
and it fucking rips.
Yeah, dude, that match rules. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Um, but yeah, I mean, Grigory Verichev, fantastic. Uh, go watch that shit. And I think we have one question that I know of, and it's funny because I was asked this question privately, and they're like, "Can you answer this question on the pod?" And I'm like, "Yes, I will." My best friend Chrissy Ward. uh, and then I saw you on Twitter get the same question. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess the people are just really interested. Uh, because people have been asking, we've been talking about a lot of really great stuff. Are we ever going to talk about different style fights that are not good? Um, I will say tentatively, of course, we'll run into them. And if we not run into them, we will go out of our way to watch them eventually. I don't know if this is the same way Aubie's thinking, but my thinking on this is that I'm having way too much fun enjoying the different style fights. um,
Yeah.
I don't really have interest in going out of my way to watch bad wrestling with this project specifically right now. I'm sure eventually we're going to hit a point where we're like, oh, we've seen enough. Now we can actually, let's make fun of some stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like we're 6 episodes in. This is like the best shit ever.
Yeah.
I feel like we are enjoying an incredibly good meal right now, and we're getting more of it with each episode. It is not time to take a bite of shit so we can remember how good it is later. I think we should just keep enjoying it until we get to that point where we're like, let's return to the shit for a second.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I feel about it. And not only do we have to talk about a lot of like stuff that is fucking awesome, we have to talk about a lot of stuff that is fucking awesome that like people may not know about.
Yes.
And um yeah, and we've got to go through the stuff that's like historically important and like yeah, but we will do a WCW episode. We will do a Lucha versus MMA episode at some point. We'll do a Memphis episode, I think. But
Oh yeah, no,
I am with
100%.
you. We need to get through the long list of stuff that is just the best shit ever. Take a shot before we get to that stuff. I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, we're gonna see like it. I can say there's at least one Inoki match that I have no interest in covering until we do a bad episode match because I've seen it like 2 times and I hate to say that it's not good, but it's not good. There's a Goto match that I actually am interested in talking about because at one point I thought it was bad, and then I watched it with a few friends, and I'm like, hold on, this kind of rules actually. So I would that one is probably going to be the one I'm most excited for a bad wrestling episode, just because. I mean, I just want to see if it actually is bad, or maybe I was just I was viewing it wrong the first time I saw it. Um, but yeah, we will get there. That's the best answer I can give. What we will get to the point where we want to do it. We'll look at some shit, but man, I'm having the time of my life right now. I don't want to get off this ride until I feel like I need to.
Yeah, I said it on Twitter. This is the most fun I've had watching wrestling in so long.
It's so like it feels like we're just like, and again, it's not like I wouldn't even say it's like untouched territory because people have touched this. There are some
Yeah,
forebears.
yeah.
Shout out to Tom. I know you're listening, dude. I love your fucking account. I love all the
The
shit you
goat.
post. You are a bastion for this type of shit and have been for a while. Um, but I feel like we are watching some shit that neither of us have kind of sat down to hunt down before. And I mean, it's just so cool because I mean, I watch a good amount of wrestling, but anytime I turn this stuff on, it's just like a completely different world, and
Yeah.
it's so fun, man. I'm loving it, and I will be loving it for a while now because we have some really fun stuff lined up for the next few episodes. But I mean, I think maybe we should mention what we're doing next episode if we got nothing else to say. Um,
No, let it rip. I'm not even 100% sure. I hope I know where you're going. I hope we're going back to. Well, go ahead.
I mean, I think I've said it a few times to you, and I've considered other options just to see, maybe we shouldn't do this, but we
Yes.
have been away from
Oh
Shin
God.
Nihon for a while.
Oh God. Sorry.
We're gonna talk
Something
about
came over me.
We're gonna talk about Volcon.
I said Tokon.
Volcon. I I thought you did, but then the second time I heard, it's like shit. I'm gonna watch. Oh fuck! I gotta watch my anime events. We're doing the we're doing the bad episode early.
No.
Uh, we are returning to the world of Shin Nihon, to the world of Tokon. There is a there's a very very large man from the funny little world of Finland with a bad haircut and even worse opinions. But he is here.
Bad tattoos as well.
Incredibly awful tattoos, but let me tell you, really good boxing game. Uh,
I love
and
it.
the world of New Japan is they're in for something when it comes to Tony Holm.
Oh my.
Oh my. But I believe
Well,
that is it
I
for
can't
today.
wait.
Yeah,
Go watch these as always,
absolutely.
and we will be back next week.
We'll see you then. Yeah.